Sanju sir has always benefited from extraordinary support and love.
It was beautiful. You know, I've never met a person with such a big heart ever in my life.
ट्रायल नहीं देखूंगा क्योंकि मैं ट्रायल देखता नहीं हूँ, इसलिए ट्रायल नहीं, but I'll see it in theatre.
The rest of Sanju's life is known to people. People know he did drugs, people know he kept the gun. All that material is available to, the documentaries made on him,
When I read the script, I was like, wow, this is something which I recognize the value of it.
Sanjay Dutt had a very, very interesting relationship with his father in terms of that initially. Gradually, the way his father just literally stood by him in every way whatsoever, in spite of, and just keeping his own image so clean. So how do you look at this father-son relationship?
See, this film is actually, what attracted me to this film was the father-son relationship and a friend relationship. The rest of Sanju's life is known to people. People know he did drugs, people know he kept the gun. All that material is available to, the documentaries made on him, there's so much written material on the internet. So the core thing, what was happening in that house when he was going through this drug journey or this thing.
Sanju will be Ranbir Kapoor's biggest hit. How do you react to this?
I hope, God willing, hit की requirement है मेरे career में अभी. So I hope that it's a big hit. And I hope that Sanju sir, when he sees it, he's proud of the film, and I hope, more importantly, the audiences like the film.
The first time that you saw Ranbir as Sanju, what was the reaction? Wow. If you can complete the following statements, okay? Working with Raju Irani is like ... a dream come true. Working with Anurag Kashyap is ...
A new experience every time.
Ranbir Kapoor as Sanju is ...
Magic.
What has been Sanjay Dutt's inputs? Have you been interacting with him?
No,
Have you
you
seen
know,
the
I
final?
mean,
Have you seen the final film?
No, he hasn't seen it, but he's heard the script, he's seen a lot of scenes, a lot of things from the film, but he hasn't seen the film in a flow. But I also, many a times, like, when his Tada verdict was coming out, I called him that day when I was doing the shot. I said, Sanju, sir, I'm sorry to bother you, but what were you feeling that day? He's like, when the verdict was being announced, everything was just sinking. I was just sinking in my seat. So all the words were echoing. So we kind of got that on screen. When he was in jail, before I started shooting the jail portion, I went to his house and I said, Sanju, so what was that jail experience like? Of course, his jail experience itself is another movie, but just that couple of scenes that I got, I just wanted it, the flavor to be right of what he went through. And he had a best friend called General Saab, who was a rat, and he should talk to him, and he should talk to ants, and he said he learned so much from ants about family, about how they work together. They carry a piece of bread and they all take it together, and it taught him the value of family. I used to ask him about his drug phases and what he must have felt that way, and what all drugs he used to do, and how scared he was with his father. So certain things I used to keep calling him, to ask him how he felt, because I just wanted to when he sees the film, I want him to feel कि I remember this, I remember that. I don't want him to feel कि ऐसा तो मेरे साथ हुआ नहीं था. The material is there, but the actor performing it should also have the right emotion directed towards the material.
You played Nargis Ji's role in Sanju.
Yeah.
And when we saw the teaser launch, so it was very obvious that Sanjay Dutt is very fond of you. I think maybe that's one of the reasons as well that you played his mom on screen. How was your experience of playing Sanjay Dutt's
I've
mom?
known Baba for so many, since I used to be his fan when I was in school and stuff like that. So for me, working with somebody that, I was, this thing was great honor and great this thing.
So have you seen the film?
No, I have not seen the film.
So you're looking forward to that, I'm sure.
I'm looking forward, yeah. But मैं ट्रायल नहीं देखूंगा क्योंकि मैं ट्रायल देखता नहीं हूँ, इसलिए ट्रायल नहीं, but I'll see it in theatre.
Right, with the people and everything. So
I think this is a magical performance by Ranbir Kapoor.
Right. So how's the experience of working with someone like him? He's
Great.
And he doesn't,
Truly
I think he was
great.
35, but
learning, inspiring.
Excited about Sanju? You're playing Manita Dutt, from what you understand.
I'm very
It's a
excited about the film. I think it's, it's just such a privilege to work with Raju and to work with him for a second time. Lage Raho Munna Bhai is one of the most special films in my repertoire of work. And I was just so grateful for the opportunity. And also because she's such an important, integral part of his life. And I think when you see the film, you'll discover what I mean.
Right.
And it's just such an honor to work with so many wonderful artists. Ranbir, in my opinion, is not only one of the finest actors in the country, but is possibly one of the finest temperaments to work with. He's just such a joy to work alongside.
Anurag Sinha from Patna. My question is Ranbir, Sanju is a multi-star cast movie, so which co-star did you enjoy the most on the set?
Hi Anurag. Like I was just mentioning to Faridoon, the entire cast was really special to work with all of them. But I think I really enjoyed working with Vicky Kaushal. Most of my fun scenes and emotional scenes are with him, and I love him as an actor. And I think he's incredible. He's probably one of the performances of the film.
The true or false? You can just tell us. I thought Sanjay Dutt wouldn't have survived after his drug phase.
False.
You believe that he will?
He would always survive, yeah.
Okay. My life would have been better without Sanjay Dutt.
False.
Sanju is not true to Sanjay Dutt and it whitewashes his image.
False.
Did you meet Mr. Sanjay Dutt? Did you have interactions with
Very
him?
strangely, I met him for the first time in my life after shooting for the entire film.
Okay.
He had this Diwali celebration at his house,
Right.
and he had invited me, and that's where I've met him for the first time. You know, and it was beautiful. You know, I've never met a person with such a big heart ever in my life.
The time in jail has been the most, the biggest learning experience for him as well. I think he has read a lot, and the way he has interacted with people, and the entire as an RJ must have.
His story is not real. It's unreal. You know how you say that, you know, it's stranger than fiction. It's more extraordinary than fiction.
When people just look at the entire trajectory of Sanjay Dutt's life, there have been so many ups and downs and so many things which have happened. How sure are you that whatever he has told you is the truth?
See, that was our first concern. When he started narrating, and the story which he was narrating was so unbelievable that Abhijat and me thought that this can't be true.
Even if you take the name Sanjay Dutt out of this film and say the film was called Faridoon and it was the exact script, it still works in such a great way, because the way they've structured the film as a narrative, it feels like there is a beginning, middle and end.
Right.
I was too happy when I read the script. I was like, wow, this is something which I recognize the value of it. You know, it's a once in a lifetime role for me.
You may be the biggest of celebrity in the world, but the fact is that public perception definitely changes the moment they're aware of the fact that the guy is in jail, and so it has happened with him in the past as well, even in '95 and even after that. So I'm sure that this time around she must have battled it out all alone.
I think Sanju sir has always benefited from extraordinary support and love. And in fact, when you kind of go back and look at the videos or the images that have been documented through his time spent in jail, whether it was the first time or even the second time round. You know, I was watching one of the videos of when he came out, finally a free man. He had served his time and he was out, and I saw the media. You know, people who had probably seen him since he was in his 20s, hugging him and embracing him, and the love. So I think that at some level, and that's the dichotomy and the duality of his life and his life situations, right? That while he saw and he experienced extraordinary love.
How much did you know about Sanjay Dutt's life when you were offered this film? That entire flush scene in the jail, that's something that it really brings that lump in the throat, and the fact that he was actually slapped by a policeman. I'm sure that he was during his interrogation. How much of you did you know before?
I knew all his, like, you know, as kids while growing up, or when you were with friends. Oh, Sanjay Dutt had done this then. You know, we knew his girlfriend stories, we knew his drug stories, because it was like a myth. You know what Sanjay Dutt has done in his life. But when I read the script, it was totally shocking and a surprise. Like, wow, what a life! Is it true? Like, did this really happen? You don't believe it.